Hello there everyone, my name is Lydia Livingston. My website is 5newsuk.grapevine.co.uk. I'm recording this YouTube video in relation to a recent newspaper story regarding ending the TV licence fee for the over 75s. I don't agree with this particular measure for a number of reasons. Reason one, I had hoped that there would be an extension to free TV licences for disabled people too, not just the over 75s. Basically, both age groups can suffer social isolation, so having a TV is important for mental well-being and engaging in what is happening in the outside world, etc. Now, in relation to the BBC, exactly my position is I think it should be self-sufficient for a number of reasons. It made a mistake regarding Cliff Richards and its handling of that. The TV licence will have to fund his compensation. He won his case, quite rightly so, but it is the TV licence fee payers who will have to fork out the money for his compensation. That I don't agree with, but I do believe that Cliff Richards should be compensated in some way. Also, there is this interesting thing the BBC always seems to think or say, which is that everyone watches the BBC. That is not always the case. Yes, people watch the BBC. Yes, people probably like the BBC. But the BBC does not have any right to its existence. People pay for it, and the law says they need to pay for it in order to watch TV. Now you have other rivals like Amazon, Netflix and obviously other ones who are in the getting into the TV business. Then there is this particular other company which also makes Big Brother, that all these companies are fighting to get ownership of. Again, the BBC says, oh, it can't compete. It's going to lose certain shows. It must have more money for the TV licence. No. It does not need any more money. It needs to balance its own books. It needs to find advertising revenue. It needs to come up with other ways of finding the money, not just the TV licence fee. I only pay the TV licence fee because I'm disabled, and if I didn't, I would have debt collectors at the front door and maybe even go to prison. I don't know if they still do that now, but that is still the case. And with having a ongoing mental health problems as well, including PTSD, there is no way I could handle it. So therefore, I don't want to go to prison. I feel I have the right to a TV and to be able to watch it, but also subscribe to the channels that I want, not the ones that the BBC seems to think I will watch. I don't watch the BBC News. I don't watch anything on the BBC. Years and years and years ago, in my childhood, I used to watch Newsround, but that's all on other children's channels now anyway. So I won't even be watching that. So there's nothing on the BBC that I actually watch. All my news I get from 5 News, or my favourite soap is Home and Away, so therefore that is on Channel 5 as well. Occasionally I've watched Dispatches, again Channel 4. So where is the evidence that I actually watch the BBC? There isn't any. I'll also say one other thing which rather annoyed me regarding Harry and Meghan's wedding, the royal wedding which took place recently. I wanted to buy a DVD of the wedding ceremony itself, not realising it would appear that the BBC had bought the rights to the actual wedding itself. So I had to choose. I would have had to have chosen to watch the wedding, a programme with Kirsty Young and Hugh Edwards. Neither of presenters I actually like watching on screen. So basically, if the ITV version of Philip Schofield and Julie Etchingham, I think that's her name, I would have watched on a DVD, but I wouldn't have watched the BBC. So did the BBC, they brought out their own DVD? Great. If people want to buy that, fine. I didn't want to buy that, and I still wanted to watch the royal wedding. Still couldn't even do that. So I was actually at the royal wedding. I saw the carriage go past, but the TV screen that was showing the wedding, assuming by the BBC, was down the other end of the road, so I never got to see any of that wedding. And I returned the DVD of the wedding that was made by the BBC to Amazon, because I didn't know it was made by the BBC, and I did not like either presenters. In terms of funding the BBC, the only way to do it is TV subscription. I would ask that the government do not grant another licence fee rise, that they turn around to the BBC and say, fund yourself by TV subscription. It is the best way forward, and do not, under any circumstances, BBC, just assume that people at home want to watch the BBC. That is not necessarily true, and you are being very misleading with that particular statement. And I hope that you will listen to other licence fee payers like me that do not want to pay £13 a month on direct debit, that may have put that money towards a Sky TV subscription, but are forced to pay you for non-existent channels that I don't even watch. Thank you for watching this video, anyone and everyone, including the BBC, and I hope that the government listens and thinks TV subscription. Let's get rid of the BBC TV licence fee. Out with the old, in with the new. Good luck. Goodbye. How long will that do?